Good evening and welcome to our 38th annual HDSA Award ceremony and gala. We hope that you have enjoyed the last 2 days and have had the chance to make some new friends and reconnect with familiar faces. We are so pleased that we were able to be back 100% in person this year, and what a better place than New Orleans. So thank you all for being here. Raise your hand if you snuck out for a beignet. I saw some powdered sugar on a few pairs of jeans. Who went and listened to some good music? Our Louisiana families and colleagues have made us all feel welcome as we've enjoyed this time together and really let the good times roll. Thank you, New Orleans, and thank you to the Louisiana affiliate family and friends. We have truly appreciated your hospitality. Round of applause for everyone from Louisiana. Yesterday at lunchtime, we recognized the work of our incredible HDSA chapters and affiliates and all that they've accomplished over the last year. From education and fundraising to advocacy and board development, each of our HDSA chapters and affiliates offer something that is worth celebrating. Tonight, we will honor those outstanding members of our community at large who have shown their commitment to our mission and who have demonstrated leadership while coping with their own HD challenges.
Since Thursday, when we kicked off this convention with our welcome reception and Team Hope Walk, we have welcomed more than 850 family members, chapter and affiliate leaders, and corporate sponsors. Thank you all for traveling near and far to join us in New Orleans. After 2 years of virtual and 1 hybrid convention, it is truly wonderful to actually see all of you and feel your excitement at being together once again. You can't imagine the impact and power your presence has. It simply cannot be duplicated virtually. More than 50 years ago, Marjorie Guthrie had a vision of one HD world, one in which all of us are connected to one another through a common denominator, HD, so we can be strengthened by this common experience. I think Marjorie would have been amazed and gratified with the way the HD community is interconnected today on so many different levels. Not only through the programs and services that touch so many, but also with the genuine kindness and empathy that we have for each other. We are an extraordinary community, and as an HD family member, I cannot tell you how proud I am to be connected to you. But we know that 2022 was still a hard year for many, filled with uncertainty and the need to remain flexible. Despite it all, HDSA came together, as we always do, as one cause, one community. And through it all, we found time to laugh, cry, run, walk, and to celebrate the special moments life brought us.
The HDSA convention would not be possible without the generous support of our many sponsors. Each is a true friend to HDSA and the HD community. Their support makes it possible for us to bring HD families to convention through scholarships and to support the many sessions and activities that make the HDSA convention the exciting and dynamic event that it is every year. Let's take a moment to recognize those sponsors. Once again, I'm going to ask, hold your applause until after I read all of them, and then I want you to just go crazy. HDSA thanks our presenting sponsors, Genentech and Teva, our gold sponsor, Sage Therapeutics and Unicure, and our gold nonprofit sponsor, the CHDI Foundation. Our silver sponsors, Neurocrine Biosciences and Novartis. Our bronze sponsors, Annexon Biosciences, Mass Mutual Special Care, Picnic Health, Prolenia, PTC Therapeutics, Vico Therapeutics, and Wave Life Sciences. And special thanks to our friends at ArchCare, AskBio, Broda, and Spark Therapeutics. Special thanks as well to our many exhibitors who made the exhibit hall such a fun, full, and special place to come together today and yesterday. I hope you had an opportunity to visit them. So now please join me in showing loud appreciation for all of our sponsors. Thank you, guys. So now I get to invite you all to enjoy dinner. We'll return around 8 o'clock to honor our outstanding community leaders and end convention with our traditional candle lighting ceremony. So have fun. Please get to know one another. Enjoy this time together. Enjoy your dinner, and we'll be back in a little while. Thanks, everyone.
As you're finishing up your meal, before we begin the awards part of our gala, thank you, we do want to recognize a genuine milestone, not only in the research community, but especially in our HD community. A little over 30 years ago, on March 23rd, 1993, a landmark article appeared in the scientific journal Cell that described the DNA sequence that causes HD. This discovery came almost 10 years after the initial groundbreaking work of genetic pioneer Jim Gusella for MGH, who first identified the gene in 1983. The search for the gene was a true family affair. Research from the HD Collaborative Research Group, led by HD family member and scientist Nancy Wexler, asked the community to help by providing genetic material that the researchers could use as they tried to map the HD gene. And did the community deliver? In the end, the article that appeared in Cell had 59 co-authors, all scientists who had labored for years on location in Venezuela and in labs on 2 continents to find the elusive piece of the HD puzzle. And it could not have been possible without the direct help of our HD families. The discovery of the HD gene was profound for the HD community, but was also revolutionary in the world of genetics, since HG was the very first gene associated with the disease to be mapped on the molecular level to the human genome. Sadly, Marjorie Guthrie died just months before the announcement of discovery by Dr. Gusella and his colleagues. It was a bittersweet moment in science, but a personal triumph nonetheless for a woman who started a worldwide movement. Tonight we bring you an excerpt of a film commemorating this historic event called Gene Hunters, and we will have a full-length version coming soon, but tonight we have an excerpt. For those of you who are new to HD, we hope you find this informative, and for those who perhaps witnessed this rare moment in history, we hope it brings back that sense of awe and belief that all things are possible.
In 1993, when the gene was found, I remember exactly where I was. It was one of those, like JFK moments. I was in the genetics office in Cardiff, and somebody said, "Oh, there's people on the phone for you." They said, "We've got the gene."
Christine Ambrose came into my office with this autoradiogram, this piece of X-ray film that showed the triplet repeat on the HD chromosome.
Marcy came in the door with an X-ray film that was still dripping wet and said, "Look, we knew we had it."
And it was, oh my gosh, it's a triplet repeat.
Running back into the lab and all of us getting together and just the excitement. It's like, it actually happened. It's there.
The gene's been found. The gene's been found. It's like, holy moly. Holy moly.
God, yeah, I was like blown away, and That was the most exciting thing.
After 10 years of trying to look for the gene, it also was a relief at that point.
Seeing that gel was the eureka moment.
It just meant this collaboration had really worked.
Milton Wexler, the father of Nancy and Alice Wexler, was a psychoanalyst in LA, and his wife developed Huntington's disease, which meant that Nancy and Alice were at risk.
Huntington's disease was inherited dominantly. If your parent had it, you were 50% at risk. That was something geneticists had known for a long time, but how to think about that, what did that mean?
And Milton's response to that was to get together a bunch of high-class senior scientists in the Los Angeles area to brainstorm, because at that time nothing was really known about Huntington's disease other than it was a neurodegenerative disease and that it was genetic. So Milton organized a number of workshops with a dozen young scientists, mostly assistant professors and postdocs.
In the Huntington's disease world, there are extremely qualified groups who are competing to find the Huntington's disease gene. Now, what the HD Collaborative Research Group did was genius, in my opinion. They said, look, we're kind of killing ourselves by competing. Why don't we work together as a group, as a collaboration, and when we get the gene, we'll publish it as a group. And along the way, let's share data, which will speed things for everyone. It was unprecedented.
How do you collaborate? How do you get people to work together to get to a goal? How do you get the most out of people's minds? Not a bunch of lectures, but rather real discussions between people. More like group therapy, you know? We'll just get a bunch of diverse doctors and scientists, have them all in the same room together, and only have them talk to each other.
There were 6 groups involved in the collaboration. Jim and Marcy in Boston, David Hausman at MIT in Boston, John Wasmuth, Mike and Leslie in Irvine, and Francis and his team in Michigan, and then Russell with Peter Harper in Cardiff and us in London.
No single individual lab could get the job done. It required us to work together as a team.
We worked hard, thought hard, imagined what we could do once we accomplished the goals we were working on, and it was exciting.
Each field had its own progress. All these fields came together in one room, and we were meeting 3 or 4 times a year.
The dynamics at the meeting, let me describe to you this beautiful room with a huge rectangular table set up with people sitting all the way around it.
And each group stood up and presented their data. You know, it isn't like these days where it's kind of death by PowerPoint. This was, you're going to draw it on a board. If you can't draw it on a board, you probably haven't achieved anything.
People are not giving their canned talks. Everybody's up at the whiteboard trying to put forward a concept, brainstorming with each other about new ways that might be used to find this gene. I loved it.
Alan's role and Nancy Wexler's role at these meetings was to say, hurry up, we need this to go faster. If you know anything, you've got to be able to share it.
I think I brought a genetic thinking into the room that was different from the standard thinking that human geneticists had at that point. And my role was to prod them into sharing their data, sharing their plans, basically openly talking about what they knew, what they didn't know, what they wanted to know, and where they were going to go.
I like the idea of the scientific potluck. We really shared things right on the spot. I mean, I don't know that you could do that right today, but we would bring tubes of plasmids with us, you know, and pass them out at our meetings in person.
It was a totally different way of doing science, and it just made so much sense when it was so difficult to tackle a problem.
In retrospect, people thought it was this great, incredibly resourced collaboration, but it was a little bit like the Wild West in the sense that we were making stuff up, we were developing methods, we were testing stuff all the way along.
Milton had the vision. Nancy was the glue and the catalyst. Without Nancy, nothing would have happened. She was the motivator. She charmed people, recruited them into the effort. She kept them engaged. She reminded them of the cause, both because of her risk and her sister Alice's risk, and the risk of patients. There were always patients brought to the workshops.
In every single one of our meetings, there was a Huntington's disease patient who was interviewed, and they demonstrated, which things they could do and which they couldn't do.
Now you're looking at somebody who has whatever it is that you're going to find misspelled in that gene, and look what's happening to them, both in terms of their neurological findings, but also the huge impact this has had on their life, on their family's life, on the generations that have preceded them. It totally motivates you.
It wasn't us against us. It was us against this damn disease, and we wanted to do what we could to solve the problem for these people as fast as we possibly could.
We are so grateful to CHDI for sharing the clip of that film. The full Gene Hunters film will be available on a website and linked to the HDSA website very soon. The full film is about 40 minutes long, and it really is a window into the just amazing amount of innovation, creativity, and collaboration for HD families that helped scientists on your behalf identify the gene 30 years ago. We are so grateful. You could say that Marjorie Guthrie, Jim Gala, Nancy Wexler, and their colleagues, and all of the HD families who gave so much of themselves over the years, lit that very first flame of hope back in 1983. And it continues to burn just as brightly today as it did 40 years ago. We have a deep and rich history for such a relatively new organization, a history which each of us should be enormously proud to be a part of. Moving from past to present, we're pleased to now present another video that has been produced by our National Youth Alliance and captures the excitement and connectedness of the HDSA convention. But before they roll the tape, how many of you are curious how much was raised by the NYA this convention? Okay, they broke all records. I'm not surprised. Are you? Through this convention, through your amazing generosity, the National Youth Alliance raised more than $35,000 Those funds will send many youth to Spokane, Washington for next year's annual convention. And continue to support the strength of the special ohana that is the NYA. Manelli, you got that video?
We've done a lot of videos in the past, and I think this one's going to be really special. So for this year, I wanted to focus on how HD takes so much from us, but it also gives us stuff, right? It gives us something. I would obviously love a life that my mom was not sick. Having my mom sick, meeting this community, I don't know if I would have learned, if I would have gotten this level of compassion, this level of empathy. My ohana, my family.
I found life and I found laughter. In forgiveness I found rest. On the shoulders of redemption I found hope when hope was dead. I could lose it in a moment, so I dare not close my eyes. I'll watch fear fall with the sunset and see hope rise with the tide. And when the pain is true, sometimes these troubles prove that I'm alive. My eyes are open, my heart is beating, my lungs are full and my body's breathing. I'm moving forward, I found my freedom, I found the life that gave me reason to live. Settles, and I see what lay before. Every tear that held a broken dream is now shattered on the floor. And now bursting forth in splendor are the blossoms of second tries. Because dreams that bear the mark of love are dreams that never die.
Leave this weekend knowing that you're not alone in anything, right? In this HD journey, it brought us all together, and remember that.
So I swore I wouldn't ugly cry, but whatever. That was incredible. All right. Thank you, National Youth Alliance, and to all of the young people who truly represent the future of the HD community and inspire and motivate us every day. That was amazing. Just so moving. And now we move into the awards portion of our evening. Each year we present awards as our way of paying tribute to the outstanding work of our volunteers and community leaders, including our youth leaders. Our awards recipients represent the finest from our community at large. They are our neighbors, our friends, our local leaders, and heroic volunteers who have spent countless hours in service to the community. This year we had a record number of nominations. It was exciting to read about how each nominee made a unique contribution to the community at large.
We are pleased to begin with special recognition of 5 of our HDSA Centers of Excellence that are commemorating 25 years of service and excellence in care. I'd like to invite Amy Cheshire from the University of Rochester, Rajiv Kumar from Rocky Mountain Movement Disorders, Ji Bang from Johns Hopkins, Martha Nance from Hennepin Healthcare, and Karen Martyr from Columbia University to come up and accept a plaque of recognition and deep appreciation.
The HDSA Youth JHD Award recognizes outstanding youth who are at risk, gene positive, or who have juvenile HD, are between the ages of 9 to 29, and who have, through their actions, raised awareness about HD while also demonstrating leadership and
Okay, so apparently we're going to skip that award.
Yep.
We're going to come back to it. I swear, next year we're locking the doors. So what you don't know is yesterday we were about to start the luncheon, and Teresa decided to step out. And I was like, what? So, all right. So we're going to do the Woody Guthrie Award first. The Woody Guthrie Award is given to honor an individual who has given his or her voice in the fight against HD, and who, through their social activism and awareness efforts, has made a difference. Woody Guthrie spent his entire life giving his voice to the fight against social injustice, inequity, and economic disparities that disenfranchised millions of Americans during the Depression and the years following World War I. Woody visited big cities and small towns, carrying his message to the average American. He believed in using his voice to effect change. So too has our honoree. Though she also participates in signature HDSA fundraising and awareness events like the Team Hope program, she spreads awareness about HD through small, community-driven events. Living in a small town in northwest Indiana, our honoree annually cultivates an HD awareness garden downtown, using blue and white flowers with signage to remind visitors and residents about Huntington's disease. During the winter holidays, she decorates a tree in HDSA blue as part of the town's animal control charity drive. But our honoree also spends much of her time hosting a monthly online and in-person HD support group, as well as talking with local, state, and national legislators about Huntington's disease, and last year, the HD Parity Act. Our honoree is also a member of an HD family. She drives her sister to Chicago every 2 weeks for her clinical trial appointments, as well as lending a hand to other relatives for clinical trials or treatments far from home. There is nothing that she would not do for them in their fight with HD. Amy Turner Ladow gives her all for HD and for HDSA. While Northwest Indiana is within driving distance of 3 HDSA Centers of Excellence, none of them are truly local, thus leaving a gap in awareness about research and treatment options for HD families that are offered at these 3 sites. Amy has stepped in to fill this void. She regularly hosts coffee sessions and online groups in order to offer support to other HD families and information. To add to her list of accomplishments, Amy is a dedicated advocate for HD legislation and secured the support of both Indiana senators for the HD Parity Act, which is a huge accomplishment. Amy Ladow shares her HD story at every opportunity in the hopes of helping others. By giving her voice to HD, she encourages others to take that first step in advocacy and awareness. For her dedication to our families in Indiana and to the HD community everywhere, and for her commitment to speak out at every opportunity, we are pleased to award the 2023 Woody Guthrie Award to Amy Turner Ladow. Do we have a picture? Unfortunately, Amy's not able to be here to accept this award, but we're honored to be able to give it to another representative of the Indiana community to bring it back to her. So, congratulations. Are we doing youth, Marianne? Okay.
She gave me that. Yep. So, we go with the flow. HDSA Youth JHG Award recognizes outstanding youth who are at risk, gene positive, or who have juvenile HD, are between the ages of 9 to 29, and who have, through their actions, raised awareness about HD while also demonstrating leadership and a firm commitment to the HD community. We are pleased to present the Youth JHG Award this year to a young adult who became involved with HDSA and National Youth Alliance in 2017 after being prodded by her dad to attend the HDSA convention in Schaumburg, Illinois. Our honoree is originally from Wisconsin, but now lives in Iowa, where she has been actively involved in both Education Day, sponsored by the HDSA Iowa chapter, and the HDSA Center of Excellence at the University of Iowa, where she has served as the research assistant since graduating in 2019. Our honoree is passionate about research and has been involved on both sides of the research bench, both as a participant and as part of the research team. She serves as co-chair of the NYA Research Committee. She has attended and volunteered at every convention since Illinois and participates in at least one NYA retreat annually. She is always available to help anyone in need, whether they be online or in person. Allie Kruger is behind... Allie Kruger is a behind-the-scenes kind of person. We all know someone like her, a dedicated volunteer who believes passionately about the mission, but who prefers to spend their time working for others. Though quiet by nature, make no mistake, Allie has one of the strongest voices when it comes to advocating for HD. As a core part of the HDSA National Youth Alliance Ohana, Allie provides support to those youth and young adults who are new to HD, while also participating in Iowa chapter activities such as walks and education days. At the HDSA convention, you can always rely upon Allie to serve as an eager volunteer on panel discussions for youth and young adults. She has embraced the NYA as her family and is truly invested in ensuring that those who join her family find the kind of support and nurturing that they need. She is always there with a ready ear, empathy, and understanding. She has one of the biggest hearts and does not let anything deter her from caring for those that she holds dear. for her support of others, her passion to educate others about HD, and for her determination to live her life to its fullest. We are pleased to present the 2023 HDSA Youth Award to Allie Kruger. The HDSA Excellence in Care Award celebrates and honors a healthcare professional or team of professionals who personify exemplary care through their compassion, devotion to our families, and commitment to our cause. This evening, we are pleased to recognize 2 healthcare providers who have served the HD community for more than 25 years. Our first honoree began her journey when she joined the staff at a major university medical center that at the time was caring for 3 HD families. From that inauspicious beginning, our honoree has built a dynamic team of professionals that has cared for more than 500 families since 1998 and grown this site into one of the largest HDSA centers of excellence in the network. Our honoree is a true volunteer and visionary, much like our founder, Marjorie Guthrie. Leading by example, she attends every HDSA chapter event, from Team Hope Walks to Education Days to regional meetings, and in every instance, she inspires families and colleagues alike. When praised for something related to HD care, our honoree is quick to remind the individual that it takes a village to provide excellence. Our honoree is grateful to each and every member of her team for their commitment and dedication. Dr. Vicki Wheelock has dedicated her career to HD and to advancing the way care is delivered to those affected by the disease. Her enthusiasm and passion for HD is contagious, and many of those who have rotated through the clinic have caught that HD bug and are now working at other HD clinics around the country. She's an educator who believes that the very best teachers are those affected by HD. Thus, she regularly welcomes learners from all the disciplines that an HD family needs along their journey to spend time in the clinic and get to know HD up front and personally. Vicki Wheelock cares for the families she serves, and that care is evident in every encounter, whether it is discussing a treatment plan with a family or talking to families in an education day. She is always there. As one of her colleagues wrote in the nomination, Dr. Wheelock can recall every family's HD story, whether she met them 25 years ago or yesterday. That is how much she immerses herself in their journey. Dr. Wheelock is stepping down from her role at the HDSA Center of Excellence at UC Davis this year, though she has promised us that she is more than willing to remain involved with HDSA, and we could not be more grateful. For her empathy, compassion, and commitment to HD families, we are pleased to present the 2023 HDSA Excellence in Care Award to Dr. Vicki Wheelock. Unfortunately, Dr. Wheelock could not be here with us this evening, but her colleague, Mara Schifri-Platt, will accept the award on her behalf. Congratulations, Dr. Wheelock.
So Vicki's not here because she's welcoming some grandbabies. So she's got other celebrations going on. Did they arrive today? 3 days ago. Yay, 3 days ago. Our second honoree in this category is no less exemplary. And when you hear about her, you will realize why we simply had to present 2 awards this evening. As with Dr. Wheelock, this honoree personifies exemplary care through her compassion and commitment to the patients she serves. And like Dr. Wheelock, our honoree has been involved with HD from the very beginning. For more than 40 years, she has devoted herself to the patients and families she serves. Her career path began when her employer opened the doors to a specialty wing to care for those affected by Huntington's disease at the end of their lives. From the beginning, our honoree treated every resident with dignity and compassion, recognizing that they were a person first and then a person with HD. She instills that empathy in each of her staff, and that may well be the reason why staff turnover on that unit is so consistently low. Our honoree has advocated for and implemented a higher standard of care for those residing at her facility. As a result, each resident on that specialty wing is supported every step of the way through their unique HD journey, ensuring that they are treated with dignity and respect. Gwen Johnson brings exemplary care, humor, and fun to the residents at Good Samaritan Specialty Hospital in Minnesota. She makes them smile and laugh while ensuring that each receives the personal attention they need. Gwen is a bright light for anyone who comes in contact with her. Her career can be sometimes unforgiving, but you would never know when Gwen has a hard day. She is one of the most kind and thoughtful individuals you will ever meet. In many ways, Gwen lives and breathes HD. When not managing the HD specialty wing, she spends her time educating others about Huntington's disease, raising funds through numerous HDSA special events, and assisting at an HD camp. Gwen never misses an opportunity to educate anyone she meets about this disease, and she supports the families she serves by providing the very best care possible at every stage. For her ability to make a difference in the lives of so many, we are pleased to present the 2023 HDSA Excellence in Care Award to Gwen Johnson.
This is a lot of fun.
It is fun.
Alrighty. The Marjorie Guthrie Award is given in honor of our founder and recognizes an individual for their compassionate leadership and commitment to improving the lives of all persons living with HD. The individual who receives this honor is unique. They have contributed significantly to HDSA's mission while exemplifying the determination, commitment, and vision of Marjorie Guthrie to do something about HD. Tonight, we are pleased to recognize a longtime volunteer from California who began her HD journey in 1978 when she discovered that her college love and partner was at risk for Huntington's disease. Over the next 25 years, our honoree cared for her 3 sister-in-laws as they traveled their HD path, providing loving care while striving to keep them as independent as possible, while also worrying whether her HD would also touch her beloved husband and their 2 children. But even as our honoree devoted herself to her immediate family needs, like our founder, Marjorie Guthrie, she also knew that she had to do something about HD. In 2010, our honoree began writing a book about her caregiving experiences entitled Watching Their Dance, 3 Sisters, a Genetic Disease, and Marrying into a Family at Risk, which was published in 2017. She wrote the book not only to honor the HD journey of each of her 3 sister-in-laws, but also to raise awareness about HD and to generate sales to donate to HDSA. Since publication, she has gifted over $16,000 to HDSA, which represents 100% of the profits. But equally important, our honoree, like Marjorie, found that she could find joy in simple things. By letting go of the anger and just letting life happen, she could have a richer life. As important as fundraising is in moving an organization forward, our honoree also knew that to really make a difference, she too had to go the route that Marjorie followed, pulling in volunteers from HD families living in her San Francisco area. And so, Therese Crutcher-Marin, working with a handful of like-minded HD families, formed the San Francisco Bay affiliate in 2019. In just 4 short years, that affiliate has achieved HDSA chapter status and brings community support, awareness, and education to countless families in the Bay Area. Though Therese is a whirlwind of motion, each of her actions has one focus and one focus only: to do something about HD. Whether her efforts are turned to fundraising or organizing volunteers or caring for a loved one, at its center remains her own personal battle with HD. She has seen firsthand the devastation HD can bring to families and is determined to change how families cope with the many challenges it presents. For her dedication to our families and to the HD community, we are pleased to award the Marjorie Guthrie Award to Therese Crutcher-Marin.
One more award. Our final award today recognizes an individual who inspires each of us to be more than we are, to believe that Huntington's disease need not stop us from doing what we love and what means to us, means the most to us. The HDSA Person of the Year is an advocate, a voice for HD, and a leader who inspires others who are affected by HD. Our honoree this year is no less exceptional. As a volunteer, she has been active in the New Jersey chapter for more than 9 years, serving first as a member of the board and currently as its president. Her HD journey began in order to honor her mom, but soon turned to a calling. From education to advocacy, our honoree's leadership and commitment have helped propel an HDSA chapter into one of the most engaging in the HDSA community. In addition to her work with the chapter, our honoree also spends time informing others about HD, frequently talking with and providing insight into what it is like to live as a gene-positive individual. She shares her story with pharmaceutical companies and researchers. As a trained scientist herself, our honoree understands the importance of making a connection between science and the community that might benefit from that discovery or advancement. So she uses her knowledge and past experience to give a face and a voice to Huntington's disease. She inspires those who meet her to do better, to work harder for an answer, to remember her face as they go about her work. Our honoree is an advocate, a clinical trial participant, a fundraiser, a mother, an inspiration to others living with Huntington's disease. She gives her voice to those who cannot lift their own. Her dedication to the HD community has created a path along which others less able can find their way. Dr. Stacy Waterman. Stacy knows that she does have the time to make a difference in the lives of those living with HD, not only in New Jersey, but across the country. Everything she does is about staying strong and fighting through the negative days, because there are always positive days right around the corner. For her courage and determination, not to be defined by HD, but to be strong because of it, we are proud to present the 2023 Person of the Year Award to Stacy Waterman. Don't fall, please. And now it's time for our annual candle lighting. This ceremony began almost 20 years ago, represents the hopes and dreams of all of us gathered tonight. The flame of hope is the symbol we use to recognize our volunteers. And do not light them yet. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, people. Please, if you've already broken it, put it down.
Hide it under your leg.
Hide it under your chair. I swear you'll light them soon enough. The flame of hope never dies. It is never extinguished. This flame burns brightly in each of us. And as we light our candles this evening, remember that the kindness, the strength, the humor, and time that you give to one another matters deeply. Each of us has the power to take a moment and make it memorable for another. And now I'd like to ask our candle lighters to come up and form a loose semicircle around the table, holding the candles. If you can see it. Can we have a little bit of light on the dance floor, please? Just a little bit. Maybe not.
Be careful.
Please be careful. Cell phone light, somebody? Thank you. As we call your name, please take a candle from the table. This is for the candle lighters. Light it, and then return to your place in the semicircle. For those seated at tables marked with the number 1, when we announce it, you're going to light your candle at the time. There are 12 candles, and every table has a number in the middle of it. So when we say your number, then you'll be lighting the glow sticks.
HDSA embodies Marjorie Guthrie's vision of help for today and hope for tomorrow. Each of us plays a vital part in keeping that vision alive. Marjorie devoted her life after Woody's death to ensuring that those affected by HD had dignity, that they were seen first as a person and then a person with a disease. Marjorie gave HD families hope, and it is from her steadfast belief that something could be done that our flame of hope was born. We have gathered to celebrate the very special people who live among us, those who strive to make a difference every day. They are our neighbors, our friends, and our family members. They are the bonds that hold our community together. They are what makes us different from other disease organizations. They are quite simply our heroes.
Sadly, some of our heroes are no longer with us. Whether their struggle was long or short, they have lost their fight against HD. We are deeply saddened by their loss, but cherish their memory as they live on in our hearts.
We ask Beth LaCour to light our first candle in memory of those who are no longer with us. The beloved parents, spouses, partners, and children who we have lost in the fight against HD. If you are seated at a table with the number 1, please light your candle now. Know that our loved ones are never truly gone. They live on in our hearts forever.
Our next candle is lit by Doug McDonald for all our researchers who are dedicated to improving the lives of those living with HD. We thank you for your caring and dedication to families. If you are seated at tables with a number 2, please light your candles.
Our next candle is lit by Karen Patterson for our caregivers. You are asked to do so much, yet you never complain. You care not only for your loved one, but for your family and your community. Your strength and commitment in the face of so many challenges amazes us. If you are seated at the tables with the number 3, please light your candles.
We invite Dr. Rajiv Kumar to light a candle to honor our clinicians in our HDSA Centers of Excellence who comfort and care for our beloved family members as they face the many challenges of Huntington's disease. If you are seated at tables marked with the number 4, please light your candle. We thank you for finding new ways to keep us connected and safe. Know that your dedication continues to touch our hearts.
We ask Therese Crutcher-Marin to light this next candle for our HD community, for our friends and family who support us every day. You make each day a little better with your smile and kind word. Your generous spirit knows no bounds. Let us all take a moment to recognize the strength that our community brings us. If you are seated at the tables marked with the number 5, please light your candles now.
We are pleased to have Anne-Marie Savoy light our next candle for all of our social workers. There are days when your calm voice and kind words are the only things that keep us going. Know how much you are appreciated. Those at tables marked with the number 6, please light your candles.
Our next candle, lit by Allie Kruger in honor of our youth and young adults. You are our future, and we welcome how you have given your voice in our fight against HD. Your fearlessness has brought awareness to your communities. Tables marked with the number 7, please light your candles now.
Our 8th candle is lit today for all those with Huntington's disease. We ask Stacy Waterman to light a candle to symbolize the hope and strength you show the world each day. If you are seated at tables marked with the number 8, please light your candle now.
This candle is lit for all the children and young adults affected by juvenile HD, as well as their parents. Your journey may be hard, and at times you may feel alone, but know that you are part of a greater HD community, and we are here for you. We ask Kathy O'Donnell to light our next candle in honor of her granddaughter, Allison, who lost her battle with HD recently. If you are seated at a table marked with the number 9, please light your candle now.
Our 10th candle is lit by Gwen Johnson. Care can wear many different faces and can be offered in so many different ways. Sometimes it is given by a family member or a friend. Other times it is offered by our doctors, nurses, social workers, and other staff who take a moment to make that connection. To those who wear the face of a caregiver, know that you are our warriors and our heroes. If you are seated at a table with the number 10, please light your candle now.
I light this next candle on behalf of the HDSA Board of Trustees. We are energized by the determination we see in our HD family members. You keep the society vital and alive, and we are humbled by your commitment to keep the flame of hope burning. If you are seated at a table with the number 11, please light your candle.
Our final candle is lit for all of us here today. These past few years have challenged us to reach deep within ourselves, to remain strong, not only for our own family, but for our community. The steadfastness of the HD community is reflected in the constancy of the flame of hope. It never wavers, it is never extinguished. Let us not forget why we are here or those we have lost, but let us also take a moment to celebrate and light this final candle, knowing that together we are stronger than any one person. If you are seated at a table with the number 12, please light your candle now. Our candles symbolize the flame of hope that Marjorie Guthrie first lit within HD families almost 56 years ago. That flame burns brightly in each of us. It can never be dimmed as long as we believe in ourselves and our mission.
The flame of hope will continue to light our way every day. Let's take a moment to hold our own candles high as we light this room with our lights and our hopes.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for sharing this extraordinary weekend with us. Whether you are a caregiver, a person with Huntington's disease, a young adult, or living at risk, we hope that you found something that resonated with you and that brought you a sense of well-being and a feeling of being part of a greater community. As I close this convention, this amazing convention where we didn't fight back, we fought forward. I can't wait to see you all in Spokane, Washington next year. But always, yes, that's a woo. We can woo. Always remember, whether we are together in one room in one city, as we are tonight, or scattered across the country, the HD community remains as one. One community, one mission, one vision, a world free of Huntington's disease. Now let's close this convention and get on our feet as we play our signature song, We Are Family. Have a great trip home, everyone. Thank you again. Be safe. We'll see you soon. Take care.